This is lesson 5.3, rates. In this video, you will learn about the concept of rates and unit rates and how to write unit rates. A rate is a ratio of two quantities using different units. A unit rate compares a quantity to one unit of another. Equivalent rates have the same unit rate. In numbers, you pay $27 for 3 pizzas. The unit rate is $9 for one pizza. And if you remember in 5.2, if you find a factor that 27 and 3 have in common, and you want to find the greatest common factor, then you would divide both of these by 3, and that's where you would get 9 to 1, $9 for one pizza. You could also take whatever the second part of your ratio is, this one right here, and take the first one and divide it by that. So 27 divided by 3 is going to be 9, and your second part of your ratio is always going to be 1. That's where we get the unit part of unit rates from. In algebra, for rate, we're going to have A units to B units, and for unit rate, we're going to have A over B units equals 1 unit. So that means we're going to take this and put it right here. Remember, a fraction is a division problem. So we're going to take whatever was here and put it underneath the A, which means we're dividing. So we're going to take the A units, whatever we started with, and divide it by whatever we had second. Example 1. The double number line shows the rate at which you earn points for successfully hitting notes in a music video game. Write a rate that represents this situation. So first we need to make a double number line. Here I've started making the number line. And so we know in our example, and this is in the book, it doesn't say it in the problem here, but every time you hit one note in the video game, you earn 150 points. So if you hit 2 notes in the video game, you earn 300 points. If you earn 3 notes, you earn 450 points. If you earn 4 notes, you earn 600 points. If you earn 5 notes, you earn 750 points. So looking at this number line, and this is given to you, you don't have to come up with it on your own. Write a rate that represents this situation. You could pull any of them off of this, but what you have to do is you have to write a rate that is directly above or below the other one. So I can say 150 points for one note, or I can say 600 points for 4 notes, because they are directly above and below each other. I cannot say 150 points for 5 notes, because on this double number line, they are nowhere near each other. They have to be directly above and below each other. A piece of space junk travels 5 miles in 8 seconds. How far does it travel per second? Okay, so we're going to find our unit rate for this one, and we're going to go back to 5.2 and actually use a ratio table to help us. Okay, I've gone ahead and I've drawn my ratio table, and I'm going to fill in what I know. So it tells me it travels 5 miles in 8 seconds. So here's my 5 miles, here's my 8 seconds. In a unit rate, our goal is always to get the bottom right box to be a 1. Okay, so we know when we're using ratio tables and we're trying to find this, then I need to look and see, how do I make this 8 a 1? To make an 8 a 1 using multiplication or division, I'm going to divide by 8. Okay, then I'm going to go up here. If I do it to the bottom, I do it to the top. 5 divided by 8. Well, in this case, we're just going to leave this a fraction. 5 divided by 8 as a fraction is 5/8. And our label is miles. Could you make that a decimal? Sure, you could. But we're asking for a unit rate, 5 miles per 1 second. A chef buys 6 pounds of salmon fillets for $51. How much will the chef pay for 9 more pounds of salmon fillets? Well, in order to solve the question being asked, I first need to figure out what the unit rate is, and then I can figure out the equivalent rate. Okay, so to find the unit rate, I'm going to make a ratio table, and I'm going to add an extra box for that equivalent rate. Okay, so in the top, I'm going to put cost. That's in dollars. In the bottom, I'm going to put the salmon. That's in pounds. And so we know we have $51 and 6 pounds. That's what we're given there. So again, if I'm going to find a unit rate, I want this bottom number to be 1 because I'm trying to find out how much it costs for 1 pound. And I'm looking for this, the cost for 1 pound. To go from here to here, I would have to divide by 6. Here to here, divide by 6. If I punch that into the calculator, it is $8.50. So it's $8.50 for 1 pound of salmon. But what am I being asked? How much will the chef pay for 9 more pounds of salmon fillets? Well, here's the pounds column right here. So that means I want this to be 9. So I'm going to go from 1 to 9. How do you do that? You multiply by 9. If I do it to the bottom, I do it to the top. But now I'm taking this 8.5 times 9. You can do that in your calculator, and you get $76.50. So your answer is $76.50 for 9 more pounds of salmon. Example 3b. You buy 2 pounds of tilapia fillets for $16. What is the cost for 7 pounds of tilapia fillets? Okay, we're going to do this similarly to the other one. You could actually use a double number line for this if you wanted to. I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to draw a double number line. Always starts at 0. So on the top we're going to put dollars, and on the bottom we're going to put pounds. So let's fill in what we know. We know that for 2 pounds it is $16. Okay, well, for $4 or for 4 pounds it's probably $32. I just doubled them. If I double them again, or if I add 2, and then I go up here, it would be 48 and 6. And if I do that again, 64 and 8. But what am I looking for? I'm looking for 7 pounds and 16. Or I'm actually looking for 7 pounds of tilapia fillets. Well, 7 is right here. That's halfway between 7 and 8. So I'm looking for what number is halfway between 48 and 64. Well, what's the difference between 48 and 64? Well, you can do 64 minus 48. Which is 16. That means it's 16 between here. 16 between here and here. Well, halfway between there and there is 8. So we need to go between 8 to 48, which is 56. So that means right here we have 7 and 56. So for 7 pounds of tilapia, it is $56. Could you have used a ratio table to find that? Yes, you could have. Doesn't matter what way you do it as long as you can show me your work.